thinking of you wherever you are. We pray for our sorrows to end, and hope that our hearts will blend, and will step forward to realise this wish. And who knows? Starting a new journey may not be so hard, or maybe it has already begun. There are many worlds, but they share the same sky, one destiny. Hi guys, welcome, Scatlink here for what was originally going to be my second Let's Play of the entire channel since we finished my Zelda Twilight Princess, but it didn't come to pass, and funnily enough, it's the exact same version as well. Yeah, I know, ironic. Yes, I'm going to once again attempt, providing that this episode actually does make it onto YouTube, so if it doesn't, then there we go, scrap recording. But what this music, as well as like the intro to before you can even choose your weapons, which we're going to get to in a bit, is one of the main reasons why I couldn't actually record this game. Now, if the quality is a little bit blotchy, that's because it's being run through the PS3 on through Component. It is 1080p though. But this is the best quality I can get because I don't have the PS4 version and I can't record in 60 frames anyway, so that would look a bit choppy anyway. So the only way I'm going to get good enough footage is by playing the PS3 version, which is what I was originally going to do. Funnily enough though, it is better quality than what it was going to be because I would have had to do it through the Dazzle for a PlayStation 2 wire, which would be composites. This is Component and this is the best I'm going to get it. And since I can't record in 60 frames, this is 30 frames. But Kingdom Hearts is probably my second most favourite series. Like, Zelda and Kingdom Hearts kind of like go parallel in a way, and I think it also looks a bit blotchy because this is basically just a upscale version of the PS2 thing, because it looks like it's got some FMV artifacting going on, compression and whatnot. But you get what I'm saying. It's like when I tried, no matter what I tried to do 4 years ago to record this Let's Play, talking through these cutscenes, or these particular cutscenes at the start here, to talk over the music, or not, even, like, you know, changing the pitch and whatnot, it got the entire video muted. So, part 1 was just a non-existent thing. But, hopefully, since I'm talking over this, and actually explaining how, like, the development of this Let's Play was kind of stifled and why I couldn't do it in the first place, which is why Pikmin and Metro Other M went side by side instead of Pikmin, because it won the vote alongside Kingdom Hearts. That's kind of the reason why, but you can hear by this music that it's got a legacy building, and Kingdom Hearts 3 is right around the bend. If I can actually start this at some point, that would be awesome. And the funny thing is, I'm recording this well ahead in advance, only part 1 though. So I can actually make sure that I get past YouTube's, well, rubbish. I have to stifle from swearing, because, you know, that's more of YouTube's rubbish. But please let me actually record this, because this is good. I want to Let's Play this, I want to do it. And that is an awesome intro, and you can tell that that's not sharp, because I believe they just zoomed in the original from the original final mix on PS2. So, of course, on this Let's Play, you can follow through on the Japanese/American, if it wasn't even in America, final mix on the PS2, or the PS3, or the PS4 version. It's all the same. I believe the trophies are the same, but with slightly different requirements on the PS4 version, but on the PS3 version, of course, we have achievements. So let's go check that out quickly before... Actually, let me get into a menu first before I do that, because things may not be cool. That was the wrong menu. I need to tap it, not hold it. Bleh. So, I am on my original account, but I don't think trophies are going to be that big of an issue that I already have, because most of them I'm probably going to get through this playthrough as well. The only other trophies that you need to worry about are like, oh, you can't change your equipment, you have to speedrun the game, you have to do it once on every difficulty. When I mean, for the PS4 version, you can just do it on the highest difficulty and it will give you all the achievements for the other difficulties. This version, not the case, so you have to play it multiple times. And of course, that top hidden trophy is the Platinum, so there is a Platinum here. And this is not the one, that is Chain of Memories. I need to go for... no, that's 2 Final Mix. Keep shuffling around, it's really annoying, but yes. Final Mix on Beginner. Well, I had to do it on Beginner anyway, because, like I said, the trophy thing is a little bit rubbish. I said, I was searching, hey, do I need to do it on Standard? And it will give me the the novice achievement, and it was like, no, you have to do them each and every one. But like I said, the PS4 version fixes that. So we got all that. And clear the game without changing equipment? That's not going to happen. That means you can't equip armor either. That means you have to use the Kingdom Key. You can't equip armor. That's annoying. Clear the game without using a continue? If you're going for the secret bosses, you're probably going to die. I believe this is the speedrun trophy, which means you have to beat the game in under 15 hours or something, which I believe is doable, but I'm probably not going to be able to do that. And you can do it on any difficulty, so that's pretty sweet. And then you've got the boss trophies, and then you've got the cup trophies, complete solo challenge and time trial mode on the Olympus Colosseum. Then you got maxing out to level 100, opening 100 treasure chests, 200 money, 1000 heartless, opening all or sealing all the keyholes, excuse me, getting all the reports, synthesizing items, flying. It's basically the trophies that I have are probably the ones that we're going to get in the Let's Play, so I can just edit them in. And most of them are unskippable, or we're just going to get as a result on going for 100% in game. The reason why this is called a playthrough is because I cannot get 100% completely in terms of the trophies. I can only get certain amount if I'm going for 100%. So no matter what, you can't do a 100% walkthrough on a single playthrough. You have to play multiple playthroughs. That's why it's called a playthrough, and I may not be 100% professional, which is what my 100% walkthroughs normally are, excluding my early ones, because, you know, that was me starting out. But there you go. It's all fun in the end, isn't it? So we've got beginner, which is a new mode. We've got final mix, which was the original difficulty on the PS2, and then you got proud, which was the hardest. I did it on beginner already. I'm going to do it on normal because I don't want to be, you know, dealing with half HP, half magic and whatnot. So let's go in. Oh, camera settings. Automatically rotate. I think I have it on automatic rotate, but you can still turn it yourself, so that's cool. Of course, I want the vibration on, and let's go in. So hopefully talking all the way through that is going to be fine. Now the problem is as well is that we've actually got a Utada Hikaru song here, Simple and Clean, also known as Hikari. That's kind of a thing as well. Most cutscenes I probably won't be talking through, but these two beginning cutscenes before we even get into gameplay are kind of a grey area for YouTube, like I mentioned 4 years back. So I am going to talk through this cutscene. I didn't want to do that, but if it's going to get through so I can actually let's play this game, I will take that sacrifice.
I've been having these weird thoughts lately. Like, is any of this for real or not?
May have had an odd cut there because I forgot Sora talked at the very beginning, but there we go. So I'm going to be talking through this because this is an actual song, and if that don't work, I'll probably have to pitch it higher or lower as well, depending on what sounds better. But or I'll probably just mute it just for the hell of it and put in a remix instead, or a fan cover if I can, you know, get my hands on one of those. I'll have to ask around on YT and all that. But there are control differences, which we will get to because we've got an unskippable tutorial to go through. But yeah, I am playing on the PS3 version because it's 30 frames and it's the highest possible quality I can get, even though there's clearly compression that I can see on the screen. If I was running it through HDMI, that would not be a thing, but there we go. That I cannot avoid, and it's probably because these are the original FMVs just upscaled and re-resed. That's probably another factor, but it's a lot more noticeable a component. Yeah. 4 years ago, when I wanted to do this for my second Let's Play, no matter what I did, unless short of cutting out the cutscenes, which I did not want to do, because that messed up with my planned, you know, like, setup that I have for every Let's Play. Take Disney's Haunted Mansion, or Zelda Ocarina of Time, or even Twilight Princess, for examples. Or even Final Fantasy 6, actually, or Final Fantasy 1. I always show off the trailer that starts off before you actually get to the title screen, or leaving it on the title screen for a certain amount of time, then I go through the actual game. That's my setup if the game has that. But like I said, this game wouldn't let me do that. If I had to get rid of them, that would just mess up my flow, and it would also affect the credits. So I wouldn't even be able to like give my final thoughts during the credit sequence and see what's going on. And that's a pretty lengthy credit sequence as well, so But now things have changed, even though YT's got a little bit more rubbish over the course of 4 years. Other developers actually allow it. I mean, for one thing, Kingdom Hearts 3, as I said, is coming around the corner. Tetsuya Nomura probably wants as much exposure as possible, and if people are let's play in the game, that obviously means they love it, or they've got something to say about it, and voice their opinions of what they would like to see later on in the game, or Kingdom Hearts 3 and whatnot. Or to compare it to other games in the series, and maybe they can take notes from that. So it's publicity nonetheless, and since Kingdom Hearts 3 has been in the making for, well, 4 to 5 years, plus rumoured to be in production for at least 14 to 15 years, I think it's time. So let's begin this goddamn game. Wow, I'm 12 minutes in already, and only now have we got into it. And yeah, I can tell that there is no compression going on right now. It's just a lot more noticeable in component, which I'm not that big of I don't have that big of an issue on. So yeah, I was going to be voicing. There's going to be voice acting. You know that. I'm just not voicing this because I was already talking at the time. Or I might not even voice this guy. I don't even know. But yes. Use the left stick to move, tilt it slightly to walk, all the way to run. Standard analog controls, but remember this is the PS2, so we can tap it a little bit in order to walk, run, basic controls. So I don't actually need to explain the controls, except for the fact that circle is jump. I don't think it tells you that at any point. And pressing start is pause. Standard fare, but we can't really do anything about that. Now, before I continue forward, up to a certain point when it gets to, well, once we have our command menu, which is a staple of the Kingdom Hearts series in terms of performing actions and attacking and whatnot, when it comes to that point, I'll be switching back to the PS2 version, which, funnily enough, is going to be exactly the same quality as what it would have been 4 years ago, through my Dazzle, because for whatever reason the PS2 version cannot run through component, so I just get a black screen. So therefore, I'm going to have to switch back to the PS2 version in order to actually showcase the complete different controls, because the controls of this game, for the HD ports on PS3 and 4, they actually have... They kind of adopt a few control schemes which are from Kingdom Hearts 2, and it's actually a welcome addition. So, it actually makes the game easier to play in a way, so it's a lot less confusing and clunky. Still though, Kingdom Hearts 1 is the most clunky of the series. We'll get into that once we get, you know, further into that. But it is the first in the series, so it is understandable. Power sleeps within you. If you give it form, it will give you strength. Choose well. Young Padawan. Oh, it does tell me to jump. Never mind. I guess there was no way I'm grabbing the weapons in that case. Right, so before I can even begin any further, this is actually really important. It may be like, oh, just choose your weapon to start off at the beginning. It's perfectly fine. No, this is really important. This determines your stat growth throughout the entire game. I say your stat growth, more like your beginning stats. Choosing the sword will prioritise your strength above all else. Choosing the shield will prioritise your defense and HP above all else. And choosing the wand will prioritise your magic and magic attack power above all else. Magic and strength are like the most important stats in this game. HP and defense, not so much, because you'll get abilities that will allow you to survive one-shot deaths, and you'll be relying on magic a lot more to constantly heal yourself and output some, well, I'd say more of a debuff in terms of health, but for enemies, but most of the time you're going to be spamming X. That's why a lot of people say that Kingdom Hearts is a button-mashing game, but not when it comes to the more harder bosses, and in this game, definitely not. This game's way more strategic, because it's, like I said, a lot more clunky. I mean, look at this jump arc. I can angle it in any which way I want. I can jump forward, pull back, and swerve, and yeah, it's crazy. So, of course, I'm going to go with the sword, and it also makes sense, because it's the sword-wielding of the game. The power of a warrior, invincible courage, a sword of terrible destruction. Is this the power you seek? I like this weapon, and it's a shame this is the only time you get to wield it. Well, unless it's Kingdom Hearts 3 for over 2 days in the mission mode, but now I'm jumping the gun quite a bit. By the way, Hidden Mickey, that's right, Square Enix and Disney, it's a fusion, get used to it. Your path is set. Now, what will you give up in exchange? Alright, so at this stage, whatever we choose is going to be the lowest stat that we have. We can either choose HP and defense, HP and defense being the lowest, or we can make our magic and magic attack power being the lowest. Now, the thing is that, like I said, you might be thinking, oh, well, I want maximum HP near the end of the game, because that's how I roll, or you want maximum MP. so you would choose the MP and the shield. That's your prerogative. That's perfectly fine. This is just the build I'm going with. But the thing is, for the way I see it, is that you kind of tend to cap off at HP at a certain point anyway. It just determines like when you will get those HP level ups. You'll get them later than sooner. Not only that, but your defense will definitely be the lowest stat that you will have, and that's not important. So I'm going to give up the shield because I want my magic to be decent enough, but not something that I'm going to be heavily relying on. Because like I said, you're not even going to be able to use magic at certain points, so there you go. The power of the Guardian, kindness to aid all friends, shield to repel all. You give up this power. Giving this up sounds like I'm being kind of a dick because I don't care about my friends, but I do. It's just, in terms of the stats it provides, it's not what I want. I want to give up this power. Oh yeah, by the way, Mickey again, and same with the rod that you'll probably see in the background here. It's shaped like a Mickey. You've given up the power of the Guardian. You chose the power of the Warrior. Is this the form you choose? Yes. I am missing the text and I'm having to recreate it. Because I keep talking. I just have a lot to say about this game, alright? It's not my favourite of the series, but you got to start somewhere. I'd rather start with this game than come back to it when it's all janky compared to the rest of the series. I'm not saying it's bad or anything, but it's like the most different in terms of combat. And gameplay-ish. I just noticed there's some heavy compression around the loading icon. Jesus. It's like they took the logo and just MS painted all the title off. You've gained the power to fight. And the weapons model was late on the uptake. Okay, we see that command menu down there. That's pretty cool. We can attack. Alright, you've got it. Use this power to protect yourself and others. The green gauge displays your HP, or health. Yep, we got a nice and neat amount, and that's what I'm used to seeing. If you run out of HP, you'll be taken to the continue screen. You mean the game over screen. The blue gauge shows your MP, or magic points. Magic is still a mystery to you, hence why you want to go with strength first. It will help you for like pretty much the majority of the game, because you won't have magic, and you won't even have decent magic until well later on. There will be times you have to fight. Keep your light burning strong. Oh no, shadows, what is this? Ico? Well, we have a 3-hit combo, and it doesn't matter on how you use it, but as long as you're right next to them, you'll hit them. You gain experience by defeating enemies. With enough experience, you gain a level. Those numbers that you saw when we were hitting them, those little 1Ps, that was the experience points that we gained by attacking them. I think I blocked one of them as well, and I think I got a 1 EXP as well, which means... Oh no, was it 1 tech? If it says tech, that means you gain experience by blocking attacks. It only happens in this game, because like I said, this game's a lot more strategic. Furthermore, defeated enemies sometimes leave items behind. You can take these items by walking up to them. If they're in a chest, that means it's an item that you can use later, or it may be equipment, or in rare cases, weapons. If they're other types of orbs, if they're multicoloured, I believe it's money. If it's green, it's health. If they're bubbles, which are kind of like a bluish kind of glow, that means it's magic. And yeah, that's it actually, because I was thinking of the next game, which has an additional orb, but there we go. Different items can do different things, like restore HP or MP. Oh, hello. Shadow. Behind you. And we can see a nice block kind of texture for... Oh, this kid's underneath right there. Had to cut out his name. We don't know his name yet. But yeah, PS2 models can't complain. I mean, I know it's an HD remake and they actually built it from the ground up, so technically it is a remake, but there you go. Generally, you automatically target the nearest enemy. But if you lock onto a specific... You can lock onto a specific target by pressing R1. So R1 is our technical Z targeting of this game. If you see a yellowish-orange circle, that means it's an auto-target. That's the one you're going to hit. But if you target, it'll be blue, and you'll be locked onto that enemy all the time. Useful for boss fights, of course. Lock-on will appear in the upper left corner of the screen where you're locked onto a target. Locking onto a target limits the actions available to you, especially against other targets. And that also means that, like, when you use magic, if it's like a projectile, it will home in a lot better. So, as you can see here, we got a yellow one. That means if we're facing that one, we hit them. But if I target, I'll be locked onto that one. And I can whack that one only. Well, I'll still hit them if I'll still hit others if it's in my swing arc. There we go. Combos are really slow in this game. And I gotta say, the default faces are just weird. Oh no! Why? No! Just gets slurped. I'm at 21 minutes already, Jesus. No, let me go! I don't want to be in the darkness. What? Faces are really expressive in this series, I love it. Of course, the graphics just get better with the new game, but that's coming out soon. Plus 0.2, but there we go. I'm just talking about other games in the series now. Okay, so let me just mosey on toward this door for a moment here, and I'll probably get a prompt. This is a field icon, that question mark above our head. It pops up whenever a special command is available. Press triangle and examine. When triangle and examine pops off, you can press triangle to examine the object in front of you. Okay, so this is one of the biggest changes from the PS2 to onward systems. So, between the PS2 and the PS3 version, they changed the controls to match Kingdom Hearts 2 in terms of its reaction commands. They're always accessible by the triangle button. Once we're done in this part, before I progress onwards, I'm going to be switching to the PS2 version so we can see the differences. But for now, I'll just follow through. I can't open it. We can open that though. Triangle in the command menu turns into various commands. It's basically a context-sensitive button, similar to how the reaction commands in Kingdom Hearts 2. I know I'm talking about a game further on in the series, but it's kind of necessary because that's where the major change actually came from. Just tap it, and it opens. Didn't give us anything though, it's like the only chest that actually doesn't. You can push large crates. Just walk into it. Oh. And there we go, we start pushing. We can also bash it open. But we can't really target it, so... Oh wait, we can target it, it just doesn't have the icon for some reason, that always throws me off. But there we go, we got a potion! Sometimes destroying objects yields items, use them with the items command. See that we now have items in our command menu? You can take these items by walking up to them. That's given us a rim. Lock on the objects as well as enemies, thank you for telling me that, because that's what I had to do with the box in the first place, in order to get the item. While locked on, you press L2 to switch your focus between available targets, because the door is an actual targetable lock. And notice that when I turn around, or if I'm not close enough, it means that I'm actually going to be able to hit it. If it changes, I can't hit it, because I just completely whiffed. And tapping L2 changes targets, and then you can press R1 once again to untarget. Now that's pretty cool, because Zelda didn't have that. And of course, if you want to choose your item, you press X once again, you press circle to back up, but you move up and down with a control pad. In the, well, actually I think this is a good time to segue to the PS2 control. So let me just jump cut to this, to the point before we open the door, and here is the PS2 version. It's actually a little bit zoomed in, so it may be close to widescreen, but I haven't stretched it at all. All I did was get rid of the black bars and zoomed it in to the frame of the window. Now, the thing is that it's grainy, it's 480p, it's 4:3, so obviously downgrades right there. This is also footage captured by Sibling Cario because I forgot that I lent my PS2 copy of the game to her, so I had to ask her to capture the footage, so this is actually post-commentated. But yeah, as you can see here, all the controls are the same except for, well, triangle for the command menu, which we'll get into in a moment, and for controlling the camera. You can only rotate it around, you can only rotate it around with L2 and R2, because the right analog stick, as well as the control pad, both control your command menu. And another thing is that, as you can see with that question mark at the bottom of the command menu, that is actually the original reaction command. It was part of your actual moveset. Now, even though this is going to be breaking the fourth wall a little bit in terms of progression, because we'll get it way later on, summons are actually taking the spot of that in the PS3 and PS4 versions. But in the PS2 version, summons are in the magic menu, and which we obviously don't have at this point. But that fourth slot is taken by what would be the reaction command. Triangle does nothing in this game except for one thing, which we can't talk about because we're not even at that point yet. because we don't even have the ability to even do that ability in the first place, but we already know that we get magic at some point because we have it in the HUD there. So thanks to Sibling Courier for capturing this for me, because I forgot that I lent my copy to her, so I couldn't capture it unless I used emulator, but then it wouldn't be true. And yeah, this is being captured through a Dazzle, 480p, 4x3, PS2. So, back to the main game. And we're back. So, you can see the difference on, like, the reason why, I mean, like, I can turn the camera with my right analog stick while it navigates the command menu in the original. So that's going to take a lot to get used to, but at the same time, like I said, Kingdom Hearts 2, this is basically the Kingdom Hearts 2 command, like, set, and it's just more natural. Which is funny as well, because the PS2, all PS2 games natively had analog support, so it's weird why they didn't do that, because you can use the control pad as well, but there we go. So let me lift this and just... Hibooski! I don't think breaking the barrel actually gives you anything, so... But there we go. I don't even know how much time we're at to right now, because I had to do that little cut, but we're at 30 minutes right now, but I can't end it yet, because we're not at a save point yet, well, that's where we need to end it off. That's right. I like how the music just fades to a completely different track. Hold on. The door won't open just yet. Even though it clearly did. First, tell me more about yourself. Press select for the first person view! Yes, because that's a very important thing. And we can... Well, we can't walk around while doing it. But, yeah, we have a first person view. And it's on the select button, so it's not necessary, it's not needed in the game, but it's a nice little feature. But we're surrounded by younger versions... Bear with me here. Younger versions of Final Fantasy X characters. This... Oh, thank you for the reaction command prompt with the tutorial. This is Tidus. You know, ha 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 ha! This little girl is supposed to be Selphie. And this is supposed to be Waka, Blitzball extraordinaire. Yeah, apparently the Kingdom Hearts series is a prequel to Final Fantasy X. No, these are just cameos. They're just here to serve a different role in this universe. It's a completely separate universe. Different stories, just using characters and different designs in order to make a new storyline. You know, if Square Enix are going to use their IPs, they might as well. I mean, when has Mario ever followed a coherent story? But yeah, these guys... What are you so afraid of? These questions that these guys are going to ask you will determine your stat growth in terms of level ups. Basically, how fast are you going to get experience in the early levels and mid levels and late levels. If you want it to be easy, then I think you want to get to Dawn. If you want it middle of the road, you don't care, then it's got to be like an afternoon kind of thing. And if you want it like harder to get the levels early on, but easier to get the levels later on, then you want to go Dark. I think I like to go easier because you want to get as many levels as possible at the start. So basically it's going to be like a curve going upwards, a curve going elongated to the top, or it's going to be a straight on route. So what are you so afraid of? I'm not too sure what I choose every time. I think I'm different every time. Being indecisive. Considering I'm going to have trouble choosing these, I better say that. Is that really so scary? Not too sure, buddy. Not too sure. What's the most important thing to you? Friendship. Is friendship such a big deal? Well, funny that, considering you're technically supposed to be this character's friend, but there we go. How rude. What do you want out of life? To broaden my horizons. To broaden your horizons, huh? You're afraid of being indecisive. You want friendship. You want to broaden your horizons. And then, this is where our growth, there we are, midday. Your adventure begins at midday. Keep a steady pace and you'll come through fine. So yeah, morning, midday, and night. Depending on your choices, these will be the options, and basically the morning, midday, or whatever the third option is, will basically determine how your growth is going to be. So there's no right or wrong answer, it just depends, it just basically makes it easier to gain level ups early, normally, or later. So this is basically the nice middle of the road. All level ups in terms of XP of XP required to get to another level is going to be even all the way up. Sounds good to me. The day you open the door is both far off and very near. The music starts to pick up. I love this music, by the way. It's funny as well, because gameplay with this game and the in-game cutscenes are perfectly fine, because I've seen many Let's Plays, but it's always the two beginning cutscenes before you even get into gameplay are the big issues, and the credits, of course. I think I've said that already. Nothing here. I guess I'll just mosey on forward toward this little glowy area, and oh no! Press the start button to open the menu screen. In the main menu, you can do things like view inventory status and configure your game settings. I'll go through that in a bit. However, you can't open the menu during battle. Oh! Shock horror! We're immediately segueing into a battle! Thank you for telling me something that I can't actually do yet. We've got a battle more, which is something we've already learnt. And I like how, once again, the sword just appears there without any special effects. Thank God they fixed that in the later versions of the game. Well, I say later versions, I mean later editions in the series in general. So yeah, these are obviously the basic standard grunts of the game. Your Goombas, your... Yeah, but I guess that was the only thing I could actually say, really. Oh, your Badniks, I guess. There you go. There's for your Sonic reference. But, yeah, they're basically easy. One full combo can take them out perfectly fine. Remember, we're on the normal difficulty, so everything's balanced thus far. Oh no, heavenly light. What does this mean? Ooh, a spot. Let me just grab the pointless HP and touch this. This is a save point. Touch save points to recover HP and MP, and of course, save. You access the menu by pressing triangle. A good idea to save often. When you get a game over, you'll pretty much be put into like the nearest event wall where you loaded into the area, or you'll restart at a save point. It depends on where you are. Or if you can't go back, you know. Of course, I've been keeping backup files, because you get 99. Even on the normal PlayStation 2 memory card, I don't think you can save up at 99, but you do have up to 99 slots of one game you can make, depending on like the size of your memory card, if it's official or not. But yes, we have a menu here, but we also have a shortcut to go to the pause menu if you want to, so I'll do that as well, because this is what we will get when we press pause. So, we now know that our character's name is Sora. I've actually been playing for 23 minutes, and yet I've actually got like an additional 7 minutes on top of that, plus PS2 footage. But yes, it tells us our party, what level we have, what HP everyone has, MP, 18 HP is pitiful. We have items, we see what items we have. If we have an empty space and we pick up a healing item, it will automatically be equipped when we pick it up. If not, it will go straight into stock, which most of our items will. Equipment, well, we have the Dream Sword, but why is it shaped like a key? Who bloody knows at this point? We all know that keys have a thing in this game. I mean, it's the key to victory. That could be the thing. Key-related puns. It's going to be a thing. Remove equipped accessory. We don't have any accessories, but we do see more stats when we check this. AP, Strength, and Defense. AP is action points, which we'll get into right now. We do not have any abilities, but once we do have abilities, we can equip them by expending, well, there. And you know what, bugger it, I'll go down here. The AP that we have. We only have 3 points right now, so we're going to have to juggle our abilities once we get some, but there we go. You can also check your weapons, accessories, and items at a glance here. Customize, we can't really do anything with this right now. It would be nice if I could equip my potions to this, but that's not a thing to literally every other game, so there we go. Like I said, this game is clunky. And, yeah, config. We have our settings right here. We have auto lock, we have target lock, we have camera, vibration, camera y-axis, camera x-axis. You cannot change your difficulty, and I'm not going to mess with any of this. And that's pretty much it at the moment. We get to see how much money we have, we see how much playtime we've racked up. Once you go over 99 hours, at 59 minutes and 59 seconds, the timer will go green, and, well, start over. So keep that in mind as well. Party? Well, there's no available party member, so we don't know what that does right now, but maybe we can switch our party members at some point. And, well, finally, we need to save. Now, I do not want to touch that at all, because that is my best file. So, I'm going to save on 99. Give it a moment. It's because it's making a new file. Right, and I'm also going to save a backup, just in case. And that will be the end of this first episode. Now, I've got to make sure that when I edit and upload this, it is perfectly fine. And like I said, this is being recorded way ahead of schedule, because if this video is fine, we can continue. If not, I'll have to re-record this yet again. But it's been 4 years since then, so let's hope. So, we got a way to go. In the next episode, guys, we will be heading up there and finding out where we are, and maybe even get past this tutorial part of the game. Welcome to Kingdom Hearts, guys. Our trip has just begun.